It is one thing to have people show interest in your offer, but if you don't follow up, you have wasted a lot of time and energy. You have to get to a place where you not only do it, but you embrace the process, as you know this is where the sales are made. I see so many people missing out by not getting this part right, as they revert back to that initial negative thinking where they feel as if they're being pushy if they follow up, or if they don't want to bother somebody. In over 20 years of coaching sales teams, I have often come across this reluctance where people miss out on sales because they haven't known how to take the final step in the sales process. I've heard so many stories in which a prospect has gone to someone else to buy because after having heard the initial discussion with you, they have the idea of what they wanted, but they didn't buy for some reason at that time. Now, a sure sale is lost when you don't follow up and resolve any issues. And you can avoid this from happening when you know the right techniques to follow up effectively and achieve the results you want. What is the first thing that you think of when you need to follow up? What is the first thing you feel when you need to follow up? What are your weaknesses regarding following up? And what are your strengths around following up? Have a think about those questions as we go into some of the other statistics now regarding following up. The fact is 44% of salespeople give up after one follow-up attempt, and the average salesperson only makes 2 attempts, while 80% of sales require 5 follow-up phone calls or more after that initial meeting. That's quite amazing, isn't it? I bet you had no idea that you had to follow up at least 5 times to make a sale. This is important to know too. 63% of people will take 3 months to buy, and 20% will take 12 months to make a decision. Don't be that person who squanders an opportunity and blow all your valuable work done to build rapport and connect with your prospects by not following up. So tips for following up. The first one is get commitment to follow up. So first, get commitment regarding the precise date and time of your follow-up call. If the prospect will not commit to a specific time and date, you are probably wasting your time. Secondly, build equity and be remembered. You could send a thank you note. It could be a card through snail mail, and it's going to be remembered a lot more. Tip 3 is email a curious reminder. The day before your follow-up call, send an email to your prospect to remind them of your appointment. In the subject line, enter the words telephone appointment for August 16th and article of interest. Your email should confirm the date and time of the appointment, then briefly list your agenda along with a curious note. And at the end of your email, add a PS that says something like, Sandy, in the meantime, here's an article I thought you might enjoy reading. And it's more of an article of interest on the subject. It's not your brochure or a catalogue or a sales pitch. Call on time. Always call on time. Never, ever, ever be late. Build a follow-up opening statement that gets through the clutter. Avoid opening statement blunders in this instance. So position yourself with something that'll differentiate you. Don't say something like, I am just following up. Your statement might want to be more like, oh, Sandy, when we were chatting, I know you were really interested and keen to make a decision on this particular topic. Hence why I thought it's a good opportunity time now to get in touch. Something that reminds them about the urgency of their particular topic that you were talking about and of also their interest in it as well. And the 7th one is be persistent, be polite, be professional, but don't be a pest. And I've worked with, in some instances, where I've had to take 12 months of following up, but it's always been, again, it's been persistent and it's polite and always been very professional. And I got permission each time to follow up again and follow up again. These were big purchases and the company had to take a while to make the decisions on it. And when they eventually did, they went through with the purchases in most of the occasions, but it's just making sure that you do continue following up, because if you don't, you're out of sight from the other person. All right, there's a few more things to following up some tips as well. And one of the tips is follow up immediately. So don't wait a week or longer to make the first contact. This is after you've made a connection with somebody and your new connection sort of may vaguely remember you, but the impact of your meeting will have dramatically diminished if you wait extra time. Instead, reach out the next day with a short email. Say something like, "It was a pleasure speaking with you at yesterday's event. I'd love to meet for coffee next week if you're available." Always follow up immediately. Secondly, take notes. Immediately following a networking event or a cocktail party or wherever you met the person, write notes about the people that you spoke to and what you talked about. We can't always rely on our memory for this. Look, include superficial details that may jog your memory, such as what they were wearing and what they look like. Use business cards you collected to connect names and faces. Connect with people on LinkedIn. No other social media platform has the same professional reputation as LinkedIn. When you send your request to contact, remind the person who you are and how you met. If possible, mention something that you talked about, such as, "Oh, I enjoyed learning about your passion for golf and how to improve my golf swing. I'll put your tips to good use on the weekend." Use your calendar. After your initial follow-up, set a reminder in your calendar to follow up again in a few weeks. Reconnect with clients, colleagues, and customers on a monthly, quarterly, or annual basis. Call, send an email, send links of interest, or mail a handwritten note. Holiday cards are a really personal way to create a lasting impression. Keep it short. Your communications don't need to be lengthy. Keep your messages short and to the point. You could write something like, "Just a note to say, I was thinking of you today. I hope business is going well. Let's get together for Italian food next time that you're in town." You can host an event as well. A casual happy hour or dinner party can be a great way to entertain and build rapport. Invite clients and colleagues that you think will get along or be able to do business together. There's lots of opportunities with these software called Meetup to do that now as well. And you find groups of people that have the same interests, and you can host on Meetup and create a group that has this, so everyone has a same interest as well. And that builds that connection. When you generously help others connect, you'll create new business opportunities for yourself as well. And the seventh one is send congratulatory notes. If you read an article about someone that you know has received an award or a promotion, send a note to congratulate them. On LinkedIn, they send you reminders when somebody's got a new occupation or they've won an award. That's a great time to follow up. And don't do it just with the automatic follow-up as well. I like to always include the person's name and something about the new task or something, again, that reminds them who you are. But always use their name. Just don't hit reply on those automatic created links. And you may even want to include a clipping of the article and say something as, "Congratulations on the award. I thought you might appreciate an extra copy of your honourable mention. Best wishes for continued success." And you're building connection. And this is, look, building connection is vitally important at any time with clients, but doing so when you're in that follow-up process, whether it is a follow-up for a sales meeting, as we've talked about those first 7 points, or following up when you've met somebody and you want to build a further connection with them, then it is absolutely vital. And treating them with respect as well, as remember, is to always be professional and don't be a pest. You can book a 20-minute free business analysis call at janeenvosper.com. I look forward to speaking with you.